And I thank God that yes, so we thank God for how far He has brought us, and we have come together as one people to look at this beautiful content to help every one of us. It's unfortunate we are in the second week, but we have to take unit 1 because I had this notice just yesterday. So we will start with unit 1 and then continue maybe somewhere within the week to complete unit 1 and then move to unit 2. The next week you can look at unit 3. We have a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for how far you brought us as individuals and as a group. We pray for your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be with all of us. Help us to take this wisdom that we'll be sharing with us into our good hearts so that we'll be able to help our various homes and also help those who will be entrusted in our hands as teachers to be able to do the needful so that they'll come out to be wonderful people. Thank you, Father, for hearing us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So in this...
Amen.
Okay. So now you can mute your mics and then we continue. In this session, we are going to look at the definition of teaching and agent of education. I know some of you are teaching already. So when we ask about what teaching is, you will say that it is the act of impacting knowledge onto people with low knowledge and equipping them with various skills and some kind of wisdom to become great people, even more than we are. And the teacher uses so many ways in teaching the pupils. The teacher has been trained with pedagogical skills to be able to handle the group of students that he or she will be teaching. So at any level, the teacher knows what pupils will be needing. So to begin with, there are some definitions here on what teaching is. According to Smith 2004, he defines it as the process of carrying out activities that experience has shown to be effective in getting learners to learn. So experiences, they are the things that people have gone through, they have tested to be good, to be appropriate, that others who should also learn that will be better off. So Smith is saying that there are experiences that people have learned and also help others to be equipped with so that they can also become good people in the future. So Smith further explains that teaching is undertaking certain ethical tasks or activities with the intention of inducing learning. If I say with the intention of inducing learning, it means that there should be a change in behavior. Take, for instance, a pregnant woman on the labor bed who is not able to push through bed. This person will be induced either with some drugs to push the baby out or will be given some enemas, hot water enema, to be able to open up and bring out the child. And so learning, according to Smith, is also a kind of induction. You push, you pave way so that there will be learning. According to Nelson and Albertalli, 2000, teaching is, in its broadest sense, is the process whereby a teacher guides a learner or a group of learners to a higher level of knowledge or skills. So the teacher is assumed to be somebody who is knowledgeable because you have undergone training, you know what the pupils don't know. So you are going to equip them with some knowledge and skills. Skills will be using the psychomotor, let me put it this way, skills will be using the hands and the limbs to do beautiful things that will be appreciated by people. So when somebody learns and comes out with something new, we say the person has undergone some kind of training or teaching to make the person become a little expert in that area. So trained or Trench 2001 also explains that teaching is getting at the heart and mind so that the learner values learning and believes that learning is possible in his or her own case. So the pupils who are coming to you for training have their own cases. So Tring 2001 is saying that it is getting into the heart and the mind of the people. So every kind of training or teaching or every kind of teacher looks at three different parts of the individuals, the training of those parts. That's the head that we will say is cognitive, the mind, then the heart, which is affective, and the psychomotor skills. So Twing is saying that when you are able to get into the heart and the mind of the learners, that they believe in themselves, that in whatever situation they find themselves, they will be able to come out, then you can term that action or activity as teaching. The Forges or the Forges 1995 also defines teaching as the management of pupils' experiences. So the pupils who are coming to your class have some kind of experiences that must be managed. So you have some people who are talkatives, who are not talkatives, who are very agile, they want to move about, go do whatever. That is the experiences that they have, that they are carrying to the classroom. And so the Forges is saying that teaching is the management of the pupils' experiences that they are coming with. So it is not everything that you do that is accepted. So you manage the pupils' experiences, largely in the classroom. So it is done in the four walls of a classroom with the deliberate intention of promoting their learning. Then Milby, 1994, also states that teaching is not merely dispensing knowledge, just going to talk to people about a subject or having a lesson, but an act, a way of doing something, of going about the teaching, which involves the learners in the teaching and learning process. So the learners are not just receptacles. They are also going to also take part. They are involved in the learning. So it is give and take learning process. You know, the new curriculum today is saying that the pupils should not just sit idle. The teacher is not a receptacle of knowledge that you give everything to the pupils. The pupils are also allowed to determine what comes to them, what you teach them. So the lower primary, for instance, is the play-based learning, where the teacher will open up for pupils to play. As they play, they learn new things. So here we are involving people in the teaching and the learning process, where the people are given opportunity to fully participate in the process. So they fully participate. The phase one, what is phase one? The introduction, the pupils are there. So you include them in whatever activities there is to learning in the classroom, and the pupils are good to go. That is, the teacher accepts each pupil and has a favorable attitude towards individual differences. As I said earlier, some people are talkative, some are not, some are hyperactive, some they are coming with different individual differences. Some will learn at a faster rate, some will learn at a slow pace. The teacher must put all this together, look at the level of the pupils and teach them so that they become better people without forcing on one person or a little or small group. I don't know all of you, but I'm talking to everybody. Whether you are having a challenge or not, you are in the class and talking to get you help, as in providing some means or finding ways of getting the child some materials that will aid in the child's learning so that nobody is left out in the learning process. Frimpong 1990 also defines teaching as the process whereby a teacher imparts knowledge, skills, attitude, and values into the learner or group of learners in a way that respects the intellectual integrity and capacity of the learners with the aim of changing the behavior of the learners. So we know that learning will come in when there's a teaching goes on and there's a change in behavior. So Frimpong is saying that that process where the teacher impacts knowledge, skills, attitude, values into the learner, and then also respect the intellectual integrity of the people. So nobody is a tabula rasa in the class. I remember in my university education, a lecturer will always say that moya abonefo nkwana moabe yasese begu haseminche omadie. You know, that was discouraging. But in a way, it pushed us that hey, we are not tabula rasas. We are coming with some kind of intellectual ability. So we are going to prove her right. And then we did it. So I'm not saying that it is good to be using those words, but it encourages a little, but watch it when you are teaching. So that is what Frimpong says about teaching. According to Clark and Starr in 1986, they said teaching is an attempt to assist learners. So you are assisting them by providing some form of materials and opportunities for them to acquire knowledge and then change in some skills, knowledge, ideas, and attitudes and appreciations. So they are coming. This is also pointing to the fact that people are coming with some skills to the classroom for you to teach them, but you have to look at what they already know and then help them to change and appreciate things the better. Now let's look at the action of teaching. What is it? The action of teaching. It refers to impacting something worthwhile into another person in order to help the learners to develop physical, social, emotional, and cognitive attributes. So the act of it, that action that you put up, is to help the child to develop physically. So the physical development, you will see that there are changes in that person. As you teach the person, there will be changes that are physical for you to see. You will see those physical changes, or the child, you see the child developing those physical abilities in your class. Then socially, you have the pupils will be having interactions with each other. You as a teacher also have interaction with the pupils in the classroom. So you will see an impact on the pupils' social lives. You see somebody who is the reserve type will be, because of teaching, you will see that child also coming out to have a conversation, even to answer questions in the classroom. So you will see that physically, and then socially. Emotionally, we impress upon the people. So you come to a class and the class is filthy, it's dirty. The pupils are sitting in. Maybe they might not know that it is not good to sit in filth. So you impress upon them. Oh, so the word of God says a healthy body lives, a healthy mind lives in a healthy body. And when we take good care of the environment, it lives long, it tries for us to also live in. So all these little things will impress upon the social, the emotional development of the pupils, and they are good to go. They fit well into the society, and even the classroom that they are in, they fit well and do well for you to see that whatever you are doing as in the act of teaching is yielding good results. Then cognitively, you will help them to think, use their mind to think and come out beautifully. It entails transferring skills. So the act is also, the teacher will also transfer some skills onto the pupils. Like we want to prepare liquid soap. In the preparation of liquid soap, even the stirring of the solution goes in a direction. It is not done anyhow. So that direction is taught. It's a skill that must be taught. So the teacher's act in the classroom is transferring some kind of skills onto the pupils. The teacher transfers some knowledge onto the pupils and then give instructions. So the teacher will give instructions and the pupils will have to follow. So if you are a teacher who doesn't give instructions, then the act of teaching, you don't have it. You need to go and then look at it again and then help your pupils to take that action. So the act of teaching involves assisting students in acquiring or changing some skills. As I said earlier, the pupils might have learned some skills that they need to unlearn. So you help them as a teacher to unlearn those skills that were not acceptable. So it goes with knowledge, it goes with idea, it goes with attitude or appreciation. So you do that for the pupils. Just last week, some teachers were saying that their pupils were not appreciating them for what they do for them, as in teaching them. And so I was asking myself, how would you want them to appreciate you? The appreciation will come when they have seen a change in their lives. And so they were doing things negatively. Now you have helped them to do things positively. And so they will come with that appreciation. Even that must be taught that, oh, when somebody does something for you, you need to say thank you. So that will be developed into the pupils gradually as you act. So it's a two-way affair. You give it and the pupils also give it. So that is that for the act of teaching. Now let's look at the art of teaching. You know, teaching is an art and a science. So let's look at the art aspect of the teaching. The art of teaching relies heavily on intuitions. It comes from within. So it utilizes more subjective and spontaneous methods of teaching. So you use methods that is spontaneous. So you do it over and over and over and over again. You use methods, teach different things at different levels for the pupils to get a better understanding. The act of teaching calls for a high degree of flexibility. So it is not strict, it's not straight-jacketed, it is flexible. So you use that flexibility. We go out for break, the teacher comes in with some teasers and all of it to help the pupils get a better understanding. Then you have to adapt. You have to adapt yourself to the art of teaching. There's adaptability and dexterity of mind that goes far beyond the mechanical application of step-by-step procedures. So the mechanical application is just the routine. You wake up in the morning, what do? You wash your face, you brush your teeth. But here we are looking at different things that we can do to make that routine, though it's a routine, to be a routine, but there we have added beautiful things to it, that as in teaching, so that the pupils will learn, not as in the straight-jacketed 1, 2, 3, 4, but we are bringing in other things to help the pupils learn. It takes my mind to the KG curriculum. KG curriculum, those days we could have mathematics on its own, English on its own, science on its own, but now it is all in one. All in one. So the teacher who is teaching in that class teaches the math in a way that English also goes. So in the same lesson, there's mathematics, there's English language, there's science, there's other subjects coming out of one theme that the teacher teaches the pupils. So that is what the art of teaching also should be. Let's look at the agent of education. If I may ask you, what are the agents of education? How do the people, or how are our children educated? I will say the first one is the home, the parent. The parents are agents of education. When we are born, we born into families where we learn basic things from the home, get matured in a way there before we go to school. So we say charity begins at home. So the parent or the home is an agent of education. Can we get some other ones from you? Can we get some examples from you as agents of education? Okay, peers, the peers that we work with, you know, in a class, all of us will be classified as peers. So the peers that we meet in the class are agents of education. They teach you some things that even the classroom does not teach sometimes. So they are there. We have the mass media, community, the church, all of it are there. As agents of education, they help us in one way or the other to develop. But all of these are having as in helping to educate their learners. Okay, so that is that about session 1. Please, any question concerning session 1 that we have to look at as in teaching? Do you have any concerns? Can I get a response? Hello, any response? Okay. Any response, any questions from you, any suggestions? Okay.
So we are getting our friends.
Pardon?
We are not getting the link today.
Pardon? I
So
couldn't
we
hear
are
you.
getting our friends. We are not getting the link to join.
You are
So
muting
we
your
are
mic.
getting our friends. Hello, Madam. Madam.
Hello.
Yeah. What I'm saying is we are not getting the link to join. So we are joining our friends too. Yeah, so that's why we are not responding to the question.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Somebody is calling me. Maybe it's linked to this so that we solve it. Thank you. Yes, hold on.
Ma'am, I'll join it. Me link now that
We are.
What's up any of the link you mentioned?
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Please, can you
madam.
hear me? Yes, there are concerns of
Yes,
from.
madam.
There are some concerns from some of you that you can't join the group. You can't use the link to join the group. Link to join the class. I don't know if you can share it. You can share the link with the others so that they can try and see if they can join the group. ICT. Okay, let's go on. But please try and share the link with other people so that they can join in. Okay, so the session 2 is about factors that motivate teaching. Factors that motivate teaching. I know some of you are teachers. What motivated you into teaching? What motivated you? Okay, so the first one here is love for children or people. The kind of love you have for them pushed you into teaching. There are some people who have not been trained teachers, but because of the love they have for the people, for children, they are teaching in one way or the other. You see people kind of build schools. They are not teachers, but they want to, because of the love they have for children, to gather them around. You see that they have built private schools and are managing those schools. So the love you have for the children has pushed you into the teaching profession. The teacher-student bonding that occurs is intrinsically rewarding. The bond alone. Look at what we are doing today. I don't know most of you, but you are here online listening to me. So the love that I have for you has pushed me into having this online meeting with you. Though in this case, I'm not having the sight of you. I'm not seeing you physically, but for the love of it, we are here. So for love of the children, that's a teacher-student bonding pushes people into teaching, and it is intrinsically rewarding. You have some satisfaction within you that you have been able to at least teach some people. That is good. So this is what motivates people into teaching. Then the desire to impact knowledge into others, the desire to give knowledge or to equip others with knowledge also push people into teaching. So it says that teaching provides a rewarding opportunity for the day-to-day interaction with children and young people. There's a rewarding opportunity that you help the people with some knowledge, you impact upon them. So you come to a class, the class is noisy or it is filthy. Then you help them to clean up, okay? You help them to clean up that mess. So you have provided some knowledge, or you have impacted upon the group of people positively. So that also pushes people into becoming teachers. Then the interest in the. Do you want to ask a question? If not, kindly mute your mic. If you want to talk to me, you kindly unmute. Thank you. So the interest in or excitement about teaching, knows there are some people who are excited about teaching. If you are not excited, the zeal will not be there for you to teach. So that excitement alone pushes you into teaching. So a particular content or subject, the excitement in teaching a particular content or subject. I don't know why you have chosen this course, but I know that it is because of an excitement that you go to the classroom and teach maybe management in living SHS or career technology at the JHS level. That kind of excitement for you to teach a specific subject or content is what motivates people to becoming teachers. And then the desire to perform a valuable service to society, the desire to also help society to thrive. That is what pushes people into teaching. These people, a group of people coming together, you go and then dish out some knowledge to them for them to have a brighter future. You also help and contribute to society, the thriving of society. That is what pushes people into becoming teachers. Then the relative ease of preparing for teaching and other benefits such as holidays, vacations, and slight flexibility in operations compared with training required by some other professions. So some will go for it because teaching is a little flexible. You go to school at 8, or you start work at 8, you close at 3. Whilst in the bank, you start at maybe 8 and close maybe at 7 p.m. So the ease alone here in the teaching profession motivates some people into becoming teachers. So that's too about session 2. Session 2, we looked at what motivates people to becoming teachers. Now let's look at the domains of knowledge of teachers. The domain of knowledge of teachers. We said that teachers teach 3 domains of the pupils that they teach. That is the mind, the heart, and the hands. But for the teacher, there are different areas that you have to look at to equip yourself with so that you'll be able to handle the pupils that are entrusted in your care. So according to Schulman, 1987, there are 7 domains that a teacher needs to have. The first one, the 7 domains of knowledge that the teacher needs to have before entering the classroom to do the assignment of teaching. The first one is content knowledge. So you are going to teach management in living in a secondary school. What is the content of what you are going to teach? Do you have that content that you'll be able to teach management in living, where there are other there are different areas or things that you have to look at? Do you have that knowledge? Do you have that content knowledge to be able to handle the pupils? So that's the first thing you need to do. That is why we are even the government is training teachers. The government is training teachers on the content that they need to have before going to schools. So the training colleges are teaching and equipping teachers with the content knowledge. They are also helping teachers with the pedagogical subject knowledge and other little knowledge that they need to equip themselves with before going to the classroom. So content knowledge, according to Schulman 87, there are 7 of them. So content knowledge, general pedagogical knowledge, pedagogical subject knowledge, knowledge of learners and their characteristics, knowledge of educational context, curriculum knowledge, knowledge of educational ends and purposes, etc. So these are what the teacher must build his knowledge on before teaching. So let's take them one after the other. I said the content knowledge is the teachers need to have knowledge of a particular subject or subjects to be taught, such as management in living, food and nutrition. So the knowledge that you equip yourself with on these subjects and going to the classroom to teach is what you need. So you can't enter the classroom as a management in living teacher teaching science or music. No. It is the content you have mastered in. That is what you are going to dish out to the pupils. Then the general pedagogical knowledge. This deals with the strategies of classroom management and organization that transcends subject matter. So the subject matter that you have, what are you going to do to manage the class, to organize the class so that whatever you have planned to teach will go down well? So we have to learn classroom management. You know, classroom management, you put this one here, you arrange that one there. Pupils are not going well, you have to correct them. Even the seating arrangement in the classroom itself, all of it must be done in accordance to what you are teaching so that the pupils can receive the knowledge that you have gone to the classroom to dish out for them. Then pedagogical subject knowledge. Good teachers have knowledge of the special blend of content and pedagogy. That is uniquely the area of teachers. So the teacher will combine the methods which he or she is going to use to teach with the subject knowledge that he has. You know, some teachers will have some teachers will have good classroom management, but the content that they have will not be matching up to that. Some teachers will have good subject content or subject knowledge, the content knowledge, but will lack pedagogical skills. But the teacher will have to juxtapose these two, work hard on them, and be able to thrive in the classroom as in the pedagogical and the subject knowledge. So the methods to be used and the content of the subject that he or she knows. That's the knowledge he has. So the next one is knowledge of learners and their characteristics. I said earlier, pupils come to school with different characteristics and knowledge that they all come with. So the teacher will need to have knowledge of all these and then help the pupils. So this refers to general and applied skills, interests and motives, needs, goals, abilities, and the pupil maturation level. You know, as one pupil can never learn classes, one teacher enters the class and teaches your class one pupil's class content. Then you lack something. You are not studying your pupils. You don't know their level. You don't know their maturity. You don't know their motives. You don't know their interests. What it is not good at all. So you will have to learn the pupils and then treat them as such and provide for them what they actually need at their level so that they will be able to the character of community. So here, the teacher, as in the classroom teacher, will have to learn all the things that govern his work in the classroom. The teacher will need finance, will need money to handle things in the school. So if you are mastering all of these, sometimes you are called out to become the head of the school. So you manage the classroom, you manage policies, you manage school finances, you have interaction with the district education directorate with the issues concerning the school. You have interactions with the community, living or having in mind the kind of culture that pertains there. So the teacher, you must fit and work hard in all these so that you'll be able to say that you have knowledge of all of the educational context. Curriculum knowledge. Teachers need to have knowledge of the materials and programs that serve as tools of the trade for them. Today's teacher will enter the classroom without preparing. You are not equipped with any tool, and then you enter the classroom without lesson plan, without scheme of work. All these are disqualifying us as teachers. So you need to know your curriculum knowledge, what you are going to serve the pupils with. What is the policy, the curriculum saying that you should teach class 1 pupils? What is it saying that you should help them with? What are the materials that you need to be able to teach the class? All of it is the work of the teacher. Then knowledge of educational ends, purposes, and values, and their philosophical and historical backgrounds. So why do you do 1, 2, 3? There are philosophies that we need to follow. What are the values of the work you are doing? So teachers have code of ethics, code of conduct, all of it must be looked at. What is the historical background to all of that? You have to know. Even the school, it has a history. You have to learn all of that as a teacher so that you can help the pupils in that very community to grow and become better people. And the taxes of a teacher. What taxes are the teachers? What are the taxes of teachers? They are categorized into 3: interactive taxes, leadership taxes, and organizational taxes. Interactive taxes, they are the duties that the teacher or teachers are expected to perform in instruction or instructing, promoting, collaborating among individuals, and counseling to help students accomplish assigned learning tasks. So interactive, you have to talk about it, talk to the pupils, they also talk to you. So it is the teacher's duty that you perform all of that through instructing. You give the pupils instructions to follow. You promote collaboration. The new curriculum is also saying we should promote collaboration where the pupils at different levels. So this one is at level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3. So the learning abilities, they are all good. So you see a group of students. Hello, somebody's mic is on. Bridget, kindly mute your mic, or you want to ask a question. Okay. Mute your mic, please.
Yes.
So that is interactive praxis. The teacher, some teachers go to school without giving instructions. They just go to the school. Even at assembly, you will see only the prefect taking actions there, giving instructions to the pupils. A teacher must be there, or teachers must be present. All of you be at assembly, and then listen to that and give instructions. Help the pupils to collaborate individually. You have to counsel the pupils. Teachers are shining their roles as counselors in the schools. Meanwhile, that is another job in addition to the teaching assignments. You need to counsel the pupils, talk to them, help them, give them the nitty-gritties of some things that they are doing that does not help. Bring them out, visit their homes, talk to their parents. Some come to school to sleep. They will sleep at school. A counselor will have to go deep, find out why the child comes to school and sleeps all the time. When you see that, then you know how to handle that child in the school and even follow up to the home to make corrections so that that child can transform. Otherwise, you are pouring water on rocks in the school. Then 2, leadership taxes. This requires teachers to serve as executive of the work setting. You are the executive. You are the CEO of your work setting. They are involved in planning activities and managing, evaluating, motivating, empowering individuals to search for knowledge. The teacher determines what to cover in terms of depth and breadth of topics, and enriching the content through the use of resources. This leadership taxes requires more from teachers. So we need to plan, we need to manage, we need to evaluate, you need to motivate, you need to empower the pupils in the search of their knowledge. Why are you teaching them? Sometimes I ask teachers, why are you teaching the pupils social studies, mathematics, English language, ICT, career technology? The teachers themselves who are teaching these subjects don't know why they are teaching, they are equipping the pupils with such knowledge. Hey, teachers. So we see a very big responsibility here that the teacher should determine the depth, how deep is your content to a class 1 pupils or a JHS class. What is the breadth? How wide is it? So this all boils down to preparation. If you don't prepare, you wouldn't know how deep you want to and how wide you want to deliver the knowledge to the pupils. So we do this having in mind the resources that are available and what we can do. When I was in the training college, you were taught improvisation. So you won't see too much refuse. The refuse is turned into something else. The refuse that we can use profitably, it is turned to something else as a material for helping deliver knowledge to the young ones. But today, nobody cares. Everything is going waste, whilst we cry for resources from the government to use to teach the pupils we have in our different learning environments and communities. Teachers, we have assignments to lead the pupils. So leadership taxes is requiring a lot from us. You have to look at it. Then organizational taxes. Teachers require Organizational taxes of teachers require teachers to work with parents. So you organize organization. Even what you are going to teach the pupils. Abigail, mute your mic. Okay, so organizational tactics. It requires teachers to work with parents. Madam Abigail, kindly mute your mic. Okay, so it requires teachers to collaborate with parents and even the community, work with heads of departments, principals, curriculum specialists, and follow up. Follow up is very important. So this collaborative work is geared towards providing holistic education to learners. Teachers need to be knowledgeable on various issues or aspects of teaching in order to be effective and professional teachers. So that about the qualities of a teacher and what organization, the taxes that teachers need to to take part in or to organize for the school to thrive. So as a teacher, I don't get in the classroom and break with the parents. That is why we have parent-teacher association. So the associations are there to discuss holistically how to help the pupils develop in the school and even their home. So collaboration is done. And then the communities, the schools belong to the communities and they have roles, they have responsibilities towards the school. So if the teachers are not performing their organizational taxes, then the parents, the heads of department, the principals of institutions, the curriculum specialists can take decisions which will affect us negatively. But we all want to work in collaboration. So organizational taxes are to be performed in order for the agents of education to live and thrive together in order to help the pupils that we teach in our schools. So if there's any question you can ask, if not, we continue with effective teaching. Effective teaching. I'm pausing a little for some few questions.
Hello, madam.
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ahmed.
I wanted to ask something.
Okay.
About the domains.
Okay.
I think for the self-assessment over here, they said we should explain 4 main domains of knowledge of teachers. So what are the 4 main? Hello, madam.
Hello. So we have learned. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have learned about 7
you,
domains. Yes, we have 7 domains. So if you are asked to describe 4, then you choose any 4 from the any 4 of the 7, and then you talk about it. It could be the content knowledge, the general pedagogical knowledge.
Okay.
It could be curriculum knowledge or the knowledge of education, and you are good to go.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. Okay, now let's move on to, if there are no questions again, we move on to section 4. It says effective teaching. Teaching must be done effectively. So the objectives here is that you have to explain the idea of teaching effectively. What would be the criteria for judging teaching effectively or not effectively? Then explain 4 factors that contribute to effective teaching. Okay, So let's move on to the content. It says that it involves these, the following: selecting and utilizing instructional materials. Can we talk about that? Effective teaching. The first point to consider is selecting and utilizing instructional materials. Oh, my people. Anyway, let me pick it. It says that for teaching to be effective, when you enter the classroom, you finish teaching, you come out to say that, wow, I've done effective work today. What should you do? You should be able to choose appropriate teaching, or what have you done? Maybe you were able to choose appropriate teaching and learning resources for various topics, as well as use the resources effectively to enhance learning. So you're going to teach maybe meal planning. What will be your materials? What materials are you going to pick to the classroom to help your pupils to be able to plan a meal? So the materials that you carry to the classroom, that will help you to deliver what you are going to teach effectively, will make the teacher an effective teacher. When you prepare let's go back to our methods of teaching. Methods of teaching. Let me put it that methods of teaching. We learned, it was in level 100, that when teachers want to prepare for teaching, they first of all get the curriculum, get other resource materials, sit down, and then plan. So plan your scheme of work. When I'll proceed from this one to that one to that one to the end of the term, and you plan your lesson plan. It is during that preparation that you also plan your learning materials. That's the first week, or before the first week that you started planning, or you were allocated your class, you were given all the materials to start the teaching. You sit down. As you plan also for the materials that will be used. You don't wait till you get to the classroom before you start running and looking for materials. No. So the first week, I'm teaching personal hygiene. What materials will I need to be able to teach personal hygiene? You start preparing the material from that time. So if we say that a teacher is effective, then during that planning, the teacher planned all these, planned and selected the materials for his teaching. And during his planning, the teacher knows that I'm going to use, this as phase 1 or 2 or phase 3. So the material that brings the class has a time attached to it, so that it doesn't lie down for you to finish teaching before you show it to the pupils. You know when you are going to use that material to get a better understanding of the pupils per the subject that you teach. So selecting and utilizing. I ever supervised a teacher's work. I don't know whether he was under pressure. He had beautiful materials, but because he didn't plan well, he left the materials on his table, taught, struggled through. Then at the end of the day, he didn't use the materials at all. So after teaching, I asked him, why have you brought maybe this bottle of water to the class and placed on your table? Or why have you brought the hammer or the spatula to the classroom? And he was like, oh, I forgot. So if that happens, it means that the teacher didn't plan well, but planned ad hocly, because maybe he heard that there will be a supervisor. They had to quickly run to do something. So please plan it and use it very well. to get understanding of the pupils. Honestly, when you teach with materials, whatever you teach sticks better. It sticks better because the pupils see the materials in the environment. So when you use them in teaching, whatever they learn with that material sticks with them for life. As I sit here, there are things that I remember class 1, class 2, class 3 because of the materials that were used to teach. So when you do that, whatever you teach sinks better. Then 2, clarity of presentation. Whatever you present is not clumsy. So teachers can ensure that they are teaching effectively by giving thoughts of how much their students are capable of grasping at their various levels of maturity, interest, and with previous knowledge they come in with. This is also very important. So you look at what the pupils already have. What do they have in coming to that level? So I said that some teachers will test the pupils. They test them to see the level at which their knowledge have gotten to. So that when they are teaching, they know what exactly to dish out to the group of people. So they have categories or A, B, C, and D, or group 1 or category A, B, C, or D. Then they know that this group of people, they don't need much attention. They are group 4. These ones need a little. This one need more. This one need most. Then during classes or the work as in teaching, you know what you have to dish out to the pupils. I always say that if you don't plan, you give the pupils either more information that they need or you give them less information that they needed to take home with. So you have to look at their maturation, their interest, and the previous knowledge that they are coming to the class with so that your instruction will be clear. You have clarity of presentation of the content to them. The teacher's enthusiasm also helps the teacher to become an effective teacher. The movement of the class. So you are teaching a class, you don't stand just in front of them, dish out the content, and you walk out. You have to walk through. Walking through, putting people on their toes, makes them pay attention. If they do something and they know that this teacher will pass through, so they don't misbehave. They want to give you their attention so that they receive whatever knowledge you have for them. So your movement also speaks. Your voice. Sometimes you have to speak loudly. Sometimes you have to moderate your voice. Say it under tone, all to get the pupils' attention. Then your tone variation. As I said, your voice, your tone variation, your facial expression also speaks. Your gestures and even your dressing. Dressing. So all these, when the teacher puts them to bear, makes the teacher an effective teacher in his or her class. So all these put together will help you to thrive well. Then working with students of different ethnic backgrounds and treating them equally. Some teachers like some group of students who are coming from this particular cultural background, or because their parents are affluent, they want them to become their friends in the classroom. To become an effective teacher, you need to treat everybody fairly. You don't discriminate. You work with students with different ethnic backgrounds and treating them equally. So you don't segregate. Choosing and applying appropriate teaching strategies. When we look at the domains, we said the teacher should have content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge. So you, the teacher, the class that you have been assigned to teach, you have to look at the maturation level, the knowledge level of the pupils, and then use the teaching skills and strategies, methods that will help your pupils to understand what you are teaching them. And then evaluating student progress. Evaluating student progress is very important. Evaluation is very important. Evaluation helps the teacher to assess the pedagogical skills that he used, the methods you used to dish out the knowledge to the pupils. If it went well, you get it from evaluation of your pupils. Then it also tests the pupils and makes you the teacher understand that, wow, whatever you taught, it went down well. It went to the level of pupils making or decision making in the school. So whatever assessment you do on the pupils, when it gets to the head, if they did well, yes, so we are doing well, let's move on. What are the strategies? You share best practices. If not, you also look at it. You do assessment, sit back, do assessment of whatever you did that didn't go well. Then you correct them for better movement to the next level. So all these are the effective, what makes teacher effective in the classroom. Is there anything you want to say? Is there a question you want to ask? Kindly do so that we move on. Any question? Doris, do you have any question? Bridget.
Madam.
Becca. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, please. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Is it Nafisa too? You want to ask a question?
No, madam.
Hello.
Hello. Who am I speaking with?
Madam.
Ahmed. Okay.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir.
I wanted with the utilization.
Utilization
Some of
of
the, the things that you need for the teaching, maybe in case that
the resources.
in case that you are going to, have a practicals on maybe baking of bread.
Okay.
And you don't have those things at the place that you teach. It is going to be somehow difficult, especially we that we are in the rural areas teaching. You find it difficult to,
Okay,
teach
so
the children
you
because we
want
don't
a
have
help
those
in line with that.
materials and tools to help us.
Okay.
So how do you go about that?
Okay. So when we were touching on this very content, I said that you don't just get up and then say that I'm going to teach baking of bread. Okay. When you get your curriculum, you sit down and you plan. So your planning will reveal to you that you need flour. You need flour. You need baking sheet. You need baking powder and all the ingredients for the tools and the ingredients or the equipment and the ingredients for baking a bread. So you make arrangements and get those materials before maybe you move to even the community that you'll be teaching in, where those materials are not available. That notwithstanding, you can also find out from the environment, the community, whether somebody bakes bread there that you can get such material. If not, you can improvise. You can use maybe corn flour. You can use an aluminium plate. Okay, aluminium plate as your baking sheet, and then you can use that coal pot and a cooking pot as your oven. So you improvise all these materials. You are good to go. You can bake something small to show them that this is how bread baking, this is a process of baking bread, but we don't have the actual material. Therefore, we are using this one in place of that. So But all boils down to your preparation to get those materials before the lesson. Ahmed, are you okay? Hello.
Yes, madam, I'm okay. Thank you very much, madam.
Okay. You most welcome, sir. Any other? Nelly. Nelly, your hand is up.
Yes,
Talk to
madam.
me. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
I wanted to add a little to answer Abed. Like
Beautiful.
he said, you are saying in the community whereby you don't have the resource for baking or baking for resource for baking. I was going to
Sure.
say that you can improvise by using the coal pot and a saucepan.
Beautiful.
Like
That's great.
if you are going to also bake a bread, you can use cement blocks, arrange it, and use the roof aluminum sheet to cover the top, and you can use it for baking the bread. So
Fantastic.
it's always yes. So it's always important to prepare our lessons so that if we don't have the materials available, we can improvise
Yes,
or ask
them
the
in
community
advance.
if they can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Fantastic contribution. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other? Any other? Can we take the last one so that we go to session 5? We have about 40 minutes to go. Is it Lydia? Is your hand up? Is Lydia's hand up? Okay. Now let's look at qualities of effective and professional teachers. The qualities of effective and professional teachers. Qualities of effective teachers. What are the qualities? You have to have the ability, according to 1986 reform on education and economy. There was a reform in 1986 which gave birth to 1987 reform, which brought the JHS system. So the reform on education and economy came out with these qualities as effective teachers or for effective teachers. Have the ability to foster genuine creativity in students and help students to see patterns of meaning where others only see confusion. So if you are an effective teacher, you have the ability to foster genuine creativity, help pupils to be creative. It is not good to always stick to one thing. Our minds are different. We are different individuals and have different personalities. We have the phlegmatic, we have the choleric, we have the melancholic, we have the sanguine. All these, God Himself knows why He has given it to us, and it makes people look different. So, to become an effective teacher, you will have to help the pupils to be creative in all ways. Look at the resources that are available to us. A lot of resources are in the environment, but teachers will be crying. But they can get these pupils to even you go to the those who are closer to the shore, pick sea shells. What do they use it for? For painting, career technology, and whatever. They can paint the creative art. They can paint the shells, punch holes, more holes, add some few flowers to them, make things creative and very beautiful to make the environment more of a learning place. So if a teacher, you are able to help your pupils through this, then we can qualify you as an effective teacher. That is what the reform is saying. So this is a guide to being an effective teacher. So foster genuine creativity and help students to see patterns of meaning where there's confusion. When you go to the shore, yes, there's confusion. The waves come to the shore and goes back. It picks materials back. It brings things from the sea to the shore. There should be meaning. Why is it so? Why does the water bring out and take back? Why does it bring some things here and leave them here? There should be meaning that you, the teacher, must create so that there will not be confusion in whatever you teach. And then there are different subjects that we are teaching. There should be meaning to every one of them. I asked, when we were having the earlier sessions, I said some teachers don't know why they teach mathematics, English language, and social studies, and so on. So if you, the teacher, don't know, then there's confusion. So you need to clear that confusion so that the pupils can be creative and show a certain beautiful part which will make you teacher and the teacher to be able to learn all the time, to be abreast with new knowledge that changes with the progress of science and technology. Teachers must learn. A teacher is a researcher. So you learn things, you research and learn things that are happening in the contemporary lines, so that pupils will be abreast with time. As of today, what is happening? What new materials are coming up? What new information is coming up that the pupils themselves need to even know? As of today, we know that a political party is voting for their leader. So if you, the teacher, don't research, if you are not abreast with time, you will not get all these things. But the pupils need to know. So the teacher must be abreast with time and then know what is happening in terms of science and technology. Now, here we are using technology to meet people all over the country, where we are not meeting under one roof as in having classes, but we are having online classes. There are people from Bolga, people from Navrongo, people all over. We are having it here, all because of technology. So supposing we are not able to imbibe or be able to use this technology as teachers, where would we have been? Where would we have been today? We would have been meeting you individually or as groups in your various centers. But thank God, technology has come to save the situation so that we can all share knowledge all over the country. Thank you, and thumbs up to Code. Then 3, the teacher must be able to act independently. You are not influenced by anybody. You do your things independently, have unique personality. This is me. This is how I do my things beautifully. And then you have to own a set of competencies. These are the competencies that the teacher is having. Then peculiar methods. The teacher does his things this way. The teacher has these values. The teacher uses these techniques in doing his work. So we learned earlier that the teacher helps the pupils to learn skills. And then there's things that he or she, the teacher and even the pupils need to unlearn, especially the pupils need to unlearn. So the teacher must be able to help the pupils in line with that. Then have the ability to collaborate with others. Collaboration is very key, or it's very important. We don't own knowledge. We don't have it all. We have to collaborate with other people and learn from them. Teachers don't collaborate. They want to do things individually. If they lack knowledge in something, they feel shy asking other people, oh, how do you do this? How do you go about it? Is there any tree? Nobody hands can go around it. We all have to hold our hands. So we collaborate with each other, and then we are able to move on and help the pupils that we are working with. So you collaborate, work with others in the group, or render critical judgment. Judgment is also very important. It must be critical judgment. Critical judgment. Don't judge partially. That will bring confusion. So be fair if you are doing your judgment. You don't support one person against the other. So look at all of that. Then the teacher must be smart and resourceful. We have talked about that. Needs to know how to figure out what learners need to know, where to get it, and how to equip others make meaning out of it. They are in control of the students and their environment. So the teacher is in control. You have to guide the pupils. You have to be resourceful. When the pupils get stuck, what are we going to use to do this? You, the teacher, you have more experience managing those challenges that they have in the classroom and then in the environment, and then we are good to go. And then you must think for yourselves. If they are to help others think for themselves. If you, the teacher, you are not thinking for yourself, how can you help others to think for themselves? You can't do it. So you have to think for your own self. Nobody should come and tell you that, can't you see that your classroom is dirty? Can't you see that your pupils' clothes are dirty? No, you have to think and see things and act in line with that so that you are also classified to be on your own. You are independent. And then have knowledge that is wide-ranging and understanding that is deep. This is what I'm being trained to be. So that is the area that you get yourself stuck into. No, you have to step outside that environment. Learn more about other things so that you'll be able to fit into the society and help solve problems. This aptitude test that teachers are writing now, the questions are wide range, just to test your knowledge about what happens even outside your classroom. So we need to learn and have wide variety of information. Then the ability to understand how students and adolescents learn and encourage them. Students learn in a different way. They want things to be done this way. Adolescents, because they are becoming young adults, they want to kind of rub shoulders with their parents because they are also getting to that stage or level. You, the teacher, must be able to help them understand their situation and then help them to learn in line with that so that they don't cause confusion and chaos in the community or the school. Being knowledgeable, the teacher must be knowledgeable, have a strong general background, and understand the subject matter at a high level. So your subject matter is very important, that you have to understand it at a high level so that wherever you meet yourself, there are some students who learn far ahead of teachers. So they'll come back to the classroom, ask you questions that will take you off board. So the teacher, you must learn hard, go to that extent, go far ahead so that when the questions come, you'll be able to settle whatever it is so that your pupils know that, yes, you are on top of issues. Otherwise, you always give homeworks. Then flexibility in making instructional decisions. You are not strict. Some people have disabilities. If you want them to go run to that end and pick that and come back. Disabled people maybe in the limb or in the ear might not even hear you properly and will act otherwise. You, the teacher, have work to do. Be flexible a little, give them time. That is why even in asking of questions, we say you should ask the question, pause a little, let the pupils rack their brains. Then you call them by their names to answer the question. You don't just ask questions and then call the people, or you don't call people and ask them questions. So flexibility is very important in the instructional decisions. Then use praises more than criticisms, and good decision makers use praises. I gave an example that a lecturer will say that, okay. But we were expecting that, wow, some of you are very good. The others, you are trying, but I want you to get to this level. Then you are motivating us and pushing us ahead. We have extrinsic motivation, we have intrinsic motivation. So the intrinsic motivation is important. Then the extrinsic, the outside one, you give maybe give me a round of applause. Give her a pencil. Let's motivate this person with this kind of class. All of us a best teacher or an effective teacher. They are organized. The teacher is organized and thus able to use classroom time effectively and efficiently. Classroom time, that's the instructional hour, is very important. Everything we do is with time. The content that the pupils are learning is with time. the curriculum planners know that the content that must be dished to these people should be going for 45 minutes. But a teacher can enter the class and instead of using the 45 minutes to teach his lesson that the policy says you should do, and your teacher learn that yes, the content can go for 45 minutes. We'll spend more than 1 hour. So the other teachers will have to be waiting for him or her to round up and leave the class, or they come and push the teacher out of the class and take over. When you do that, you don't end your lessons very well. Your lessons will be hanging and doesn't sink into the heart of the pupils. So make good use of the time. Apportion the time. Know what to do at any point in time so that you'll be able to finish your content on time and the syllabus before the end of the term or the semester. Then have clear and consistent management and communication skills. Words have power. So whatever you release from there, if it is in communication, say it in a manner that will not hurt anybody. If it is not meant to hurt them, then say it in a manner that will not cause confusion, that will not hurt people to also react negatively against you. So you have to manage, be consistent in your management. What are you doing in the classroom? The classroom can be categorized. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, or you mix ability. So when Osime see you, the teacher, you are coming to the classroom, then the people know that, hey, we have to rearrange and go to this level. They don't wait for you to come and talk again for them to reset the classroom. They do that before you come. That is consistent management. And then communication. Whatever you do, you must communicate it and it will go well. If you don't communicate it, they will assume things for you. Even your gestures speak louder than actions, speak louder than words. So all of it is communication. You need to watch it. And then you are organized. They are organized, they are original and do not behave. They are original and do not behave in any given way. So originally, if your staff knows that this is how this person is, there are times that you'll be called, oh, you know how to talk, so they know that this is how you are. Original, they'll come call you, Madam, Mr. Bridget, can you give us the vote of thanks? Because they know that, wow, Bridget is good at that. Then you are good to go. All these come together to make you an effective teacher. Let's look at the qualities that make professional or subject matter. So the subjects that you are going to teach, you have master over it. You have mastered the subject. If it is mathematics, if it is home economics, food and nutrition, management, living clothing, textiles, or any, you are the master of it. Nothing bypasses you without you getting it. You have it at your fingertips. So you have to master your subject. If you don't master it, the people will master it for you. I ever went for supervision. The teacher was reading Fanti. She was a Fanti and reading Fanti. And there was a pupil in that class who was pronouncing the difficult words for the teacher. My heart was broken. How can a teacher allow this small girl, class 4, be reading the text or the content or pronouncing the words for her to also repeat? Oh, so in this case, the teacher should have been smart. Then give the content to content to the child to read to the whole class, or ask her to read to her so that she can get the pronunciation of the difficult word before the class. Then you are good to go. So be the master of the subjects that you teach. Then knowledge and understanding of basic principles of child growth and development. So the child, Piaget came out has propounded the levels that pupils develop through pre-operational, so all of it the teacher must know that so that we develop. So the level they get to will determine the content and the treatment you have to give them. So if you don't know, you can teach. If you don't know it, then you pick class 1 content and teach class 6 pupils, which is out of place. General knowledge from other related fields to enhance learning. I have talked about that. You should not be skewed towards what you teach alone. Open up and learn other knowledge and add it to what you have to make you a versatile person in the school or in the community. Demonstrate competence of knowledge and techniques of helping individuals to learn under different circumstances. So you have competencies. Okay, you have to demonstrate how to teach the pupils. Okay, this lesson, how do you teach it? What pedagogical skills, what methods are you going to use to teach this? You should know. Then you take the pupils through that in different circumstances. You could learn under trees, you could learn at any place. You, the teacher, should know and create that avenue. Then have a positive work attitude. A professional teacher doesn't go to school late. A professional teacher doesn't wear round-necked shirts to school. Please listen. Professional teacher doesn't wear round-necked shirts to school. The professional teacher doesn't wear shirts that have inscriptions that the pupils will be reading. So if you have a shirt with inscription, your pupils will be reading the inscription on your shirt whilst they are supposed to listen to what you are teaching. So a professional teacher doesn't go with that. A professional teacher doesn't break the sweep to the floor or get to the waist. If you turn your head, it will the pupils in the classroom. But all these things are being left and you know where their homes. Have extra time to talk to the pupils. Break time, it is not fun having time. Pupils will be having fun, but you, teacher, you have to sit somewhere and watch the pupils. There are pupils who react to you negatively or strangely in class. But when it comes to break time or working on the field, they are experts. So you have to sit by a corner or somewhere and watch these people critically on the field. It all makes you a professional teacher so that you can find solutions to the problems they are facing in the classroom. Then places the welfare and interest of a student above personal interest. So it will not be that made them upon school. Yes, we're upon school, but there's work for you to do in the school. So you don't say that, hey, move from us and we have closed, so go home. I don't have anything to do with you. Go home. When you come back to school tomorrow, then we can continue with whatever. No, a professional teacher will have to make extra time to handle people's challenges and problems. So you place their interest, the pupils' interest and welfare above your own personal interest. Respect and protect the human rights of the pupils. You know, we all have rights. Pupils also have rights. What are their rights? The right to good water, the right to shelter, the right to food, the right to education, and all of that. So you have to find out. You know, when you step outside the box, you have a lot of challenges that you can help solve. There are pupils, there are parents in the communities who are not even sending their words to school because they think that, as for education, it is not that important. The pupils have rights to education. So you have to make sure parents leave their words to come to school without food. So they'll come and sit in school without eating so many hours. No, they have right to food. So you have to visit the parents, visit their home, have a chat with your headmaster, and then proceed to the homes of the pupils. Talk to their parents and put these things in front of them or before them, because most of them are ignorant because they don't know they do it. But if they should know, they will change their ways. It all depends on how the teacher reacts or treats those people and bring them on board to help him or her solve the problems of the pupils. Respect and protect. Okay, we have taken that. Then the teacher is committed to the success and satisfaction of the pupils. You are teaching in the class, the pupils are not doing well. They are getting answers wrong, and then you continue. The last time we had a workshop, and the teachers were saying that because they are not allowed to do 1, 2, 3, 4, when the pupils don't understand or they want to teach them or come down to teach them some content to get a better understanding, it is not allowed. And I was thinking about that. If you, the teacher, knows that, okay, this JHS 2 pupils who are doing career technology, they have moved from JHS 1 to JHS 2. They're not understanding things better for you to progress in your teaching. in your career technology lessons impromptu? Do you have to speak into or talk or teach into space? You have to come down to their level and then pick basics, the foundation, the fundamentals that they needed to know that they couldn't get. Teach them, and then you are good to build on. But they are complaining that their foundation is weak, so they are also building on it anyhow. It will get to the top and everything will collapse. So the teacher will have to get committed to success and the satisfaction of the pupils. Don't teach and say that I've finished teaching. Satisfied. Sometimes you teach and they don't get it. Madam, I just and teach to the better understand. Give more examples, give more to that to make sure that the child gets the understanding. Then you can move on. If you do that, you have the satisfaction of the pupils at heart. The teacher is willing to adapt to teaching to local needs, taking into account materials available in the environment. Beautiful. So the needs of the pupils will have to be considered. The pupils come from different environments, but the common one is the whole community that they are coming from. The community has needs that must be met. They have objectives that they want to set and make sure that the pupils are in line with. So you need to be able to be willing to adapt your teaching to suit that that's maybe set for their pupils, so that you work in line with that and you are good to go. Picking things from the environment. I don't know how a teacher will teach picking materials from a different environment, which is not well known to the people in the particular environment that he's going to use the material to teach. So to pick material that the pupils are in the known, or the pupils know of, so that the learning can progress. Then observe the ethics of the profession. Beautiful. The profession itself has ethics. So we have code of conduct, code of ethics that we follow. What should you do? What do you do, or what should you not do to call for punishment? A teacher does not drink to school. A teacher does not have a moral relationship with the pupils. A teacher prepares his notes and uses it to teach. A teacher prepares the notes. The head teacher must vet the notes, make sure that it is done and done well for the teacher to use. The teacher is to set some level or standards of assessment for the pupils and do this, fill this, all of it are stated for teachers to follow. So you have to abide the ethics of the profession. The profession says do this and that, and not this and this. And if you do this, if you do like otherwise, it goes against you and you'll be punished for. So we have to obey and observe the ethics of the profession. Then show commitment to the advancement and protection of the image of the teaching profession. Teachers will be asked, so do you enjoy this work you are doing? Me, if I had a different job that will well pay me, I would have left long ago. I don't even know what is wrong with this teaching profession. My headmaster is like that. My head teacher is like this. My district director is this. This coordinator is that. What are you doing? You don't like the job, but you are still in it. If you are still in it, don't speak ill about it. Speak good things about it, so that other people will also know that, yes, you have found yourself and you are committed to advancing whatever profession you have found yourself in. I will call more people to join us to become beautiful teachers, to teach the young ones who are coming up. So teachers must also show that kind of commitment and work hard in line with that. And then ability to foster genuine creativity in their students and help the student to see patterns of meaning. You have looked at that. Oh, have I gone back? Okay. Then you must be able to learn all the time and be abreast with new knowledge that changes with the progress of science and technology, just as we saw in the qualities. Now we want to look at the professional qualities. So this has repeated itself again here. And you must be able to act independently, have unique personality, and have your own competencies, peculiar methods, values, and techniques. So all these will culminate into making the teacher a professional teacher, having all these qualities to show in the school and the community he or she lives in. So that's that about the qualities of a good teacher and the professional qualities of a teacher. Any question? Any question? Okay, Jennifer, please, your hand is up. Can you unmute and ask question?
All right, thank you, madam. Please, with the qualities of a professional teacher, where the one places the welfare and interest of students above personal interest. Madam, please, let's assume that you are putting the welfare and interest of a student above yours, but then it's at the detriment of your own welfare. Example, you found out that a student is being emotionally or sexually abused, but the perpetrator is a violent person, and you have followed up on it, and the person has threatened you that if you continue to follow up on it, he or she might do something to you. But then you still, because you're a professional teacher and you are placing the welfare and interest of the students above your own, you still go ahead to do that. And then at the end of the day, it's either going to cost you your life or cost you something that would maim you or hurt you. How do you go about that?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. Okay, you as a teacher, you are not working in isolation. You are not working in isolation of the law. Okay, so there are institutions that also back us to be able to work well. So in this case, you as the class teacher, you have seen that is what child is going through. Okay, you report it to the head. The head will have to inform the parent of the child, and then from there, if it goes out of hand, then the social welfare comes in. If the child was raped, then the case is also reported to the police. So the police will have to give all the other documents to the parents and the child to go to the hospital, go have a test, bring the results. If it was indeed penetration or something, then they also take it up from there. Then it leaves the four walls of the school into the hands of the law. So you don't pursue us in going further and further and having confrontation with the perpetrator. No. So you do what you can do at the school level fairly so that nobody attacks you, the teacher in the school, or causes harm to any property of the school. So from that level, when you pick up the issue, you hand it over to the head. Okay, and then the head also picks it from there, report it to the school counselor. The school counselor will deal with it and then report it to the head. The head, if it is not, he's not able, she's not able to, or wants an additional to either the girls officer at the district education directorate or the counselor or the share coordinator and all those group people from the classroom when the case is more and goes above you. So at a point in time, it gets into the hands of the law. Then the law picks it from there so that you, the teacher, you are not harmed. But it must be also handled critically and in a way that does not expose the teacher to the perpetrator to harm him, so that it will look like it is the team, the whole school is behind this child to find a solution to the problem. So that is what you can do to help that child. So don't push it and point fingers. And
All right,
unity
thank you,
and
madam.
collaboration is very important. Okay, any other? Who turned this up? Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed. Yes, I'm all here. Hello. Okay. Ahmed, are you talking to me? Yes. Mm. Okay, Ahmed, I can't hear you clearly.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, madam.
Hello. Say I can hear you.
Okay. That in the classroom, you see the students are of
I
different,
can hear you.
attitudes and behaviors.
Okay.
I said when it comes to the classroom,
Mm-hmm.
you see the class people are of different, attitudes and behaviors.
Sure.
Um, mhm. So what if a teacher enters a class? Some of
Mm-hmm.
them will concentrate, and others will not be concentrating. Sometimes the reason is maybe they think they have an affair with a teacher in the school, so you are nothing to them, provided he or she is having an affair with your, teaching mate. So they always look down on you.
Sure.
So how will you, solve this issue if you have set children in your class?
Okay, so Ahmed, you asked a question, your answer is a professional teacher. Okay, Nelly. Nelly, your hand is up. Hello, Nelly.
Madam,
Okay. Nelly is not, yes.
yes, I want to answer Ahmed question. You see that when you are
Okay.
familiar with the kids, when you play too much with them, that's when they take you as their playmate or their classmates. So the moment you enter in the class, they don't want to give you attention. They'll come to the table and misbehave. Even when you want to punish them, they will decide not to take the cane or they will be rude to you. That's what me I have seen. When you play with them too much, that's when they take advantage of you and they will be fooling in the class. So me, I
Okay.
distance myself. Yes, I don't give
Don't
them too
do.
much of.
Okay,
Okay.
I've gotten what you are saying, Madam Nell, but this is what I wanted. I wanted to do, if a child or your people is having an affair with your teaching mates,
Your teaching mate, as in
so
your colleague teacher.
because the child is what? Have been having an affair with your teaching mate, the child do not see you as what anyone, and you come and what teach the child.
Is it the same
Jews
person who
or
is having an affair? Is it the same
with your
teacher who
own
is
teaching
having
mate, who is having an affair with your own teaching mates.
okay, as your colleague is having an
Yes,
affair with the pupil.
your colleague teacher. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Not yet that you are having the affair with the child, but your colleague teacher is doing that. So
oh,
your
okay,
colleague teacher always underrate you in front of the children.
okay, okay,
And
okay.
when you
That's
go to
nice.
class, the children will not what? Be
Will not
obeying
respect the other
or
teachers
following
who come to.
instructions from you. Yeah.
Okay,
How will you
okay,
solve that
that's nice.
issue?
Okay, thank you. A teacher must be fair and firm. A teacher must be fair and firm. Don't go down too much to their level. Okay, don't go too high from them too. So there's an issue of morality that we have to look at. So let's look at section 4. Though I have an assignment now, let's look at section 4. Section 6 says definition of ethics. It speaks about morality. Morality. I was saying that there are ethics that the policy states for every teacher to follow. A professional teacher should never have an affair with the pupils he or she is teaching, whether the person is marriageable or not. No. When you are under the same roof, no. When the person is living under a different school, a different roof in a different school, a professional teacher should not do that. Okay, so let's look at this morality. Are you there?
Okay, madam.
Ahmed, so mute your mic and let's talk briefly about this. Then I run out to do another assignment. So ethics is the study of philosophical ideas of morality. Philosophical ideas of morality. The study of ethics is built around the question of what defines good. So it says that what defines good and bad? The concept has a value that transcends theoretical discourse. That is, or it has practical implication on society. Ethics are an important part of any school or teacher's life, an important part of school or a teacher's life. So nobody is stopping you to be a male or a female, but something is stopping you in the school. Ethics is coming in. There are 5 basic principles of ethics that are common to all faith. These are: do not harm, do not make things better, or do not make things harder or difficult for other people. So do not harm, make things better, respect others, be fair, and be loving. Teachers must consider the ethical ramifications of their teaching styles and personal actions. Additionally, it includes equitable treatment of all students and maintaining the proper student and teacher relationship. Maintaining proper student and teacher relationship. Ethics in education dictates that a high degree of personality comes with the privilege of teaching and mentoring society's children, and the teachers are to act accordingly. So what are the ethics? So conduct towards practices and performance. So these are the conduct towards the practices that we need to follow. I have this book. Let me see if it is in my bag. Hold on. So I don't know whether you are teachers, but look at this. Ghana Education Service Council Code of Conduct for Staff of the Service. This book. Kindly look for it and read about what it states or what it tells teachers to do, as in ethics that must be followed via the profession. So you can look for this book and then look at it. I know you are NAT members, so you get it from the NAT offices if you don't have any, and then go through. It has punishment to what we should not do. I don't. Let me see. So there's one item here that I want to read to you. It says sexual violence. No employee shall directly or indirectly do anything that may constitute sexual harassment of a pupil or a student. Any staff who has carnal knowledge of any female or male pupil or student of any age with or without his or her consent shall be guilty of the professional misconduct. No employee shall compel any female or male pupil or student into the school or any educational institution to marry him or her with or without the consent of the child's parent. No staff shall have any carnal knowledge of any pupil or student in his or her own school or in any tertiary institution, educational institution, with or without her consent. No employee shall serve as a go-between or knowingly suffer any female or pupil student in his or her school or any other tertiary institution to resort to be to resort to or be in or upon a premise for the purpose of carnal knowledge by any person or by he or himself. And it continues and continues. So the code of conduct here is stating what we should not do. So Ahmed, that case you brought up, the teacher is culpable. A teacher should not, no teacher, I just read, no teacher should have any carnal knowledge with any of the students, no matter the age of that child or the student in your school. If she's even 30, once she's in the uniform and is in the school, you don't have the right to have any sexual knowledge or carnal knowledge with that student or with that person, with or without their consent. Hello. Yes, sir.
Sorry for the interruption. With what you have just read, in fact, then most schools, they are not obeying this. Most of the teachers,
okay,
they do not imply this law. If in trained teachers, they do not imply this law. Yeah, because it has become a normal thing in our society now. Yes, the teachers will be, hanging around with the GHS students. Yes, and it is very common over here. So I don't know whether those teachers were just, did not, attend the school, or they paid for the certificate and just went for teaching. Yes, it's very common, and I don't know the reason why the law does not.
We have courts at hand to handle. People who to live well are rather taking advantage of them and messing up their lives, which is not good. I don't know the area you are in, but the Education Directorate must take up this the education of the teachers on the code of conduct. Okay, head teachers must also kind of organize the teachers, as in PLC. You can take the code of conduct, pick one item of it, one immoral act, and then talk about it to your teachers at PLC, so that gradually they will get to know what they are supposed to do and not to do, and the consequences. Okay, this one, if the teacher is caught, they will have to straight away dismiss. It is straight dismissal, no mercy. The last time we went for a workshop at the headquarters, they were saying that they will give their phone numbers to the schools. So that any teacher who molests any child there, they should report it to headquarters. They will just terminate. We are sitting on bones by doing all these uncalled for attitude or putting up these attitudes in the school, spoiling their children. Then we go and marry other people and settle down with them. It's unfair. It doesn't it doesn't make the profession look beautiful as we are supposed to do it. So we are the torches of the country. Let's shine bright. Let's talk to other people. Sometimes because of ignorance, they don't know. That's why they are pushing themselves into doing some of these things, and also kind of luring other teachers into doing it, and other pupils are also doing same. So let's come together and fight this, so that our communities, our societies, our schools will thrive, and then the pupils will come out beautifully. So that is that for today. I'm grateful to all of you. If there's no question again,
Madam.
Okay, yes.
My last question, madam, please.
Okay, Celestine, can you hold on?
Yes, madam.
Yes, Ahmed.
Please, what if you see a teacher in such situation? What is the first thing that you have to do?
Report to the head. I don't know, maybe the head too could be in the same soup. Then you report to the counselor at the district level.
So can you have a communication with that teacher to stop what is he or she is doing, or you just report the person?
You can have a chat. I don't know the relationship, but you can call and then warn You can warn that teacher that, oh, I've seen you with this person. I don't know the relationship, but if it's getting out of hand to that level, then I'll urge you to stop, because the code of conduct says 1, 2, 3, 4. Give him the consequences of the act. If it doesn't stop, then you can report to a higher authority.
Okay, thank you, madam.
You're most welcome. Celestina, can we hear you?
Yes, madam. Please, my question is, so under the self-assessment questions, we have describe 5 qualities of effective teachers. Then
Okay.
the number 2, we have describe 5 qualities of professional teachers. But looking at the notes, I think we have the same
We are
points under
overlapping.
both.
Beautiful.
Okay, so if you are being asked a question like this, can you write what you wrote for the qualities of effective teachers at where you they are asking you to write the quality of
Asking
professional
for
teachers? Will you be
professional.
marked correct?
Okay. You can't write the same thing. You can't write the same answers. You can't write the same answers there. The qualities, some of them differ. So you have to get the common ones together and then get the other ones too that are not common to each of them, so that when it comes, you can produce better answers to get your marks, and you are good to go.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you. You're most welcome. Okay, good people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the privilege, the opportunity, the time you have spent today. I know that it will go down well. Kindly read over your notes, and then get yourselves ready for Unit 2 in the course of the week. Shall we pray? Father, we thank you for how far you brought us as a group of people. We are most grateful for the knowledge you have shared with us. We pray you protect us, grant us the wisdom that we need, retentive memory, other presentation of thoughts, God, Lord, be able to every enemy, walk with us and show us the rightful way to go. We thank you, Lord God, for in Jesus' name we are prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen, amen,
God
amen.
bless you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Madam.
Good evening, colleagues. Hello.
Hello.
Please, after here, let's go to the clothing page. If you have not voted, kindly vote so that we will all come into conclusion. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome.